Alrighty, here we are at a site near Wheatland, Wyoming, and doing some fairly heavy grazing. Got about 250 head of heifers out here. They're about 650-pound heifers, and we've got them currently fenced on about 13 acres, and they've been here for 1 week tomorrow, and they'll be being moved tomorrow morning. You can see we've got some fairly intensive grazing here where just about every plant has been grazed, with the exception of some of these tall, more dormant plants that are less desirable. The idea here is this is an end of the pasture that has seen light grazing for several years, and we have some fairly decadent plants that need some intensive grazing. So putting these animals on here for high intensity but over a short duration, and then this pasture will not see grazing again until after killing frost. So this will only be one grazing during the growing season. So these animals again have been out here for a week, and they'll be moved tomorrow, and we hope that this will help remove some of this dormant, decadent material and reinvigorate some of these grasses. Alright, this is a good example here of animal selection when given too much area to graze. You can see this area I'm filming now has a lot of old material in it, and but still some green underneath there. So the animals have chosen not to graze in that area with the old decadent plant material, but yet right next to it is an area that's been slicked off pretty good. So they've chosen to go in here and graze this area without the standing old material to have to pick through, and graze that very intensively, and they've really resisted grazing in here. So putting these animals in here tightly for a short period of time will make them use some of this taller material and the green down there along with it, and also just knock some of it down, creating some litter cover on the ground. It'll help that ground get some new plants established, and it's healthy for the ground there as well. So high intensity, short duration with long periods of rest can help accomplish some things, getting more uniform grazing in the pastures. With the wet year, we've had some nice moisture running out here. This is the first time in about 10 years that this overflow is run. It runs onto our property here, under a little bridge, and on over. That's where the heifers are watering. Got a little electric fence here keeping them out of this area. They had some, got down in there and created some cave-ins that plugged that culvert up, so I had to find a way to keep them out. You can certainly see how grazing contributes to water quality. Here where there's been this high intensity grazing for even just a week, we've really had a widening of the channel. The grasses alongside the channel have been pretty well removed, and the animals have created kind of a muddy, sloppy, wide stream there. Once you go to the other end, you'd see it be much narrow and covered by grasses. But since these animals are going to be removed and not grazed here the rest of the year, that'll cover back in pretty well. But if you do have a live stream on your place, you want to be really careful with the livestock grazing that goes on right around that, because they can create some water quality issues there in quite a hurry.